shackles stopping research are removed. Because actually, to do this research is vastly expensive because of prohibition. And very few people want to touch it because it's not good, or they fear it might not be good for their reputations. And also, really top institutions. I was going to do just quite recently at a very, very top institution in America, research investigating alcohol, overcoming alcohol addiction with LSD therapy. We had the protocols, it was underway, and then the head of the university decided, it could become bad publicity for the university. So it just shows how the prohibition interferes with science, and that shouldn't be happening. And what we need to do is remove these substances, which I'd include as cannabis and the classic psychedelics, to remove them from Schedule 1, which is the most dangerous substances with no medical potential and a grave potential for addiction, all of which we know scientifically is untrue now. We must remove them from Schedule 1 and put them in Schedule 2. And that would make it much easier to research them, and also it would enable physicians to prescribe them where they think appropriate. And then we can slowly start doing more very groundbreaking and useful research, which is anyhow happening, but it's happening terribly slowly. I think the more research that is done, the clearer it will become that it should happen. Because these substances are also, I was working with the scientists at Johns Hopkins on a study investigating the use of psilocybin with overcoming resistant addiction to nicotine. And funny enough, nicotine is one of the most difficult addictions to give up because one's doing it so repetitively. And it was a little pilot study, but we had an 80% success rate. And normally, addiction treatment, I think 10% is considered very good. So the indications coming through are, this is potentially an amazingly useful aid to treating many of our most problematic conditions. And hopefully, as the evidence builds up, then it will become more and more difficult to keep these substances in Schedule 1, and they'll at least drop to Schedule 2, if not to Schedule 3. But it's a whole different story. The UN conventions, they're terrible. They need to be refreshed. They were actually written in a quite ignorant state. They were never based on a scientific evidence base. They were based on kind of political ideology and phobias and, all the wrong reasons. And we need to really examine them and adapt them from the point of view of where knowledge has got to. And individual countries need more freedom to extend and experiment with other modes of control which they consider best for their citizens.